Hey guys, welcome to 13 Days of Halloween, a little series here on my channel where we celebrate the season of fall and Halloween with 13 video tutorial projects. So today I am going to make a pair of ATCs, and I have watercolor paper cut down to ATC size, which is 3x4, and I have some of this Tim Holtz. I guess it's supposed to be like wallpaper. It's a little thicker and it has like texture to it. The pattern is like roses, but it doesn't really matter that it's roses. It's just a little pattern. And then before I put my little paper strips down there, I'm going to put some pieces of washi tape as well. This is Tim Holtz washi tape from, I don't know when, a couple years ago. And it's kind of thin, but I'm going to rip some pieces as well, just to get that like tattered edge kind of look. And then I'm going to glue my paper down. It is a little thicker, like I said, so I'm going to use some heavy gel, and I'm just using gloss only because it's the only heavy gel I have. I would have preferred matte, but this is what we're working with. So I'm just going to make a little gel paper sandwich, put the gel down, put my paper down, and put the gel on top. And then I'm also going to, once I'm happy with my little cluster there, I'm going to bring some of those elements down to the lower right-hand corner as well, just some washi tape and some paper pieces. I just kind of like the way that looks to like carry it across the page, but also leave some white space because you guys know I love my white space. So once I'm happy with that, I'm going to go over, I'm going to try to push everything back into the background with some gesso. This is super heavy gesso, but I just water it down a little bit. But it wasn't really pushing things back. It was just kind of like obscuring the pattern on the paper. So I'm going to wipe a little bit of it back with a baby wipe and some water. Because I really just want to try to push it in the background. I don't want to completely cover up that pattern with the gesso. So I'm just going to go back and forth with the baby wipe or the paper towel and the water and the gesso until I'm happy with the way that it looks. So then I'm going to take some white crackle texture paste, and that's by Prima Finnabair. And then I have, this is like decorative paper one of my friends sent me in Happy Mail, but I use it, it's got bats on it, and I use it as like a stencil. And because it's like decorative paper, it's like shiny, so I can wipe the texture paste off, and I've used it a couple times and it's just as good. I'm eventually going to use it as it's intended, probably for paper. But it's holding up just fine. It is paper on the back, so you have to be careful when you wash it not to get the back that wet, but it's working out just fine. I'm just going to clean up a little bit of my texture paste there, and that's what it looks like once it's completely dry. I left it air dry because the crackles don't get that great when you use a heat tool. And I did concentrate that in the upper left and lower right hand corners. And then I'm going to take some super thin jewelry wire, and I'm just going to make like a little messy nest kind of circle thing, and I'm going to use a pencil to get some little like spirally things going. And I'm going to use my Tim Holtz tiny attacher to attach that down. And then I have some Dylusions Black Marble ink spray and some Distress Spray Stain in Wild Honey. And I'm just going to use those to add some color to my background. So I'm going to use the nozzle to put my color down because it can get kind of intense, and I want to have more control over the color. And I also am going to use some water and a paintbrush to kind of feather things out and fade out the color. And I'm also going to tap my nozzle to make some like splatters on my little ATCs as well. And then I'm just going to add that until I'm happy. I wish I would have dried the Wild Honey layer first, but I'm going to leave it wet and go in with the Dylusions. So I'm just going to spray that on my craft sheet and then go in with a paintbrush and add my color in there. And I don't really like the way it's mixing with the Wild Honey, so I'm going to dry that and then go in with my black again. I'm just kind of concentrating the color around my little wire circle because I am going to add other elements, but I don't really know where they're going to go, so I'm just kind of trying to add my color all around the circle there. So then to work on my like cluster, I have this tree die. It's from a Tim Holtz set, and I just die cut that water. You know, it's been a while when I can't get through a voiceover. The wallpaper. Yeah, geez. So I also have one of those Tim Holtz. It's a bingo card, but it's in Halloween colors. It's from like the Halloween ephemera pack. Again, it's from years ago. And then I have these die cut bats. And I die cut those out of the Joggles black cardstock. You guys, if you have never used the Joggles black cardstock, it is so amazing. It has like this, I just can't even describe it. It's the best black cardstock. So I'm going to use some of my Tim Holtz Halloween like clippings phrases, and we're not going to waste any of that Joggles paper, so I'm just going to use the paper that I die cut the bats from to make my little word backings. So I'm just going to put my words down, and I'm going to try to distress the edges a little bit, rough them up, get them looking not so perfect, and then I'm going to take some of my distress ink in black soot. The color of the word phrases are like the background is kind of tan, but I still want to add a little black to make it a little more spooky looking and not so perfect. And then that rough edge that I have on my ATC cards is from, I didn't do that on purpose, it's because my paper trimmer broke while I was trimming, and I think I might actually keep it because it makes this delightful distressed edge when I try to cut paper. You know, we don't throw nothing away. So I'm just going to take that distress ink and some water and a paintbrush and run it all around my edges, and it kind of like soaks in and kind of frames out the cards there. So that's my cards for today. Thank you so much for watching. And I will... Oh, and after I turned off the camera, I added some more bits. I added some sparkling clear droplets. They're just like little clear enamel pieces. And I also added some black and white striped reinforcement dots. So thank you so much for watching again, and I will see you for day 2. Bye-bye, guys.